Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Bernie with CG Spectrum. I'm a concept art mentor. And good morning. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I was just busy packing, moving stuff over to the new place slowly. I'm actually planning on moving this Saturday. And it's supposedly supposed to rain that weekend, so a little worried about that, but I'm sure everything will work out. Guys, I put this image up here. Screen grab it if you want to paint along with me today. And yeah, for the first one, I am going to block it in as usual with a larger brush, but later on... Hey, what's up, Penny? Hey, Audrey. Yeah, so, oh yeah, thanks for the... Yeah, I'm probably going to need some luck. I've moved 4 times in the past year and a half. It's not fun. I'm sick of moving right now. So yeah, hopefully I won't have to move for a while after this. But yeah, like I was saying, I'll block this one in first. But the rest of the images I do today, I will probably sketch in, or maybe half and half. I'll sketch in some so people get an idea of what that looks like. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's just like doing a drawing and then blocking it in. So yeah, you'll get to see both today. And again, these will be very quick studies. I'm going to try to keep them around 20 to 30 minutes each. If I really like something or I'm getting something out of the study, I'll continue on with it. But yeah, generally be about 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, Audrey, I hope, yeah, we just get to stay at the same place. I'm actually moving back to my house, like the property that I own. I was renting it out for a while, but yeah, there's just some things that happened where I think it'll be better for my family to live at my house right now. We just have a like a bigger backyard there. The current place I'm living at right now is a townhome, so there is no backyard. Yeah, and we moved here because of the school district, but we were able to continue staying with the current school district even after the move, so that all worked out, so it makes no difference to us at this point. Anyways, cool. Hopefully you guys got a screen grab of this. I'm gonna continue with this one. I gotta confess that yesterday I did drink some coffee. Some of you guys know I was quitting coffee, but yesterday my wife got a sea salt coffee at some bakery, and I really wanted to drink it, and so I did. That's why I cheated a little bit. Yeah, it was so good. But yeah, I'm back on tea today. All right. Yeah, and tea just doesn't have the same kick in the morning. It takes a while to start working. Supposedly it's healthier. I don't know if it's true, but I hope it is because I'm sacrificing a lot. Alright. Anyways, let's get going. Alright. Yeah, so what I like about this image here are the obviously the shapes in the antlers, right? I like the shape silhouette of that, the negative space that is being created over here, right? And I guess the contrast between how light the body is overall compared to the darker antlers, and of course the eyes and the nose area is a little bit darker, and also the silhouette of this guy. I think it's a reindeer, I'm not sure, but this reindeer, the silhouette looks quite interesting. It's pretty lumpy, lumpier than I thought it would be. So those are things I'm going to pay attention to. And yeah, let's do this. What about you guys? Did you guys do anything cool for the weekend? Anything interesting? I was gonna actually block in the antlers as a different color, but now that I'm doing this right now, I think I'm just gonna block it all as the same color, the base color, and then adjust it later on a clipping mask. I think that'll be easier. Sorry about that, my son is knocking on the door. He was working on some comics this morning, and he was super excited to show me his progression on his comic book. I think that's what he wants to show me right now. The head is looking small here, so I'm going to make that adjustment later. And again, I'm reminding myself I'm not trying to copy, but I am trying to glean all the interesting aspects of the silhouette over into my own painting or study. Yeah, really paying attention to those that silhouette and what makes that silhouette look interesting. The angles, and combination of the angles and the curves. That's what I'm paying attention to. Let's change that. Yes, so right here, there's a lot of, there's a tangent going on here where the overlap doesn't read well, so I am gonna adjust that and space it out a little bit. So yeah, you should always feel free to make adjustments to suit your needs. This overlap here looks good though, so I'm going to include that. Alright, save this real quick. Oh yeah, the sea salt coffee tastes really good. It's actually at 85 degrees bakery. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's a Asian style bakery. But yeah. I want one right now. Hey Drawn Skull, what do I teach? I teach concept art, the intro class and the advanced classes. I mainly do, personally for work, I mainly do character and creature designs. Creatures meaning like monsters and things like that. Hey Margaret. Hey Jay Herson. So hard to know what the name is or how you pronounce names. Oh, Penny, you like 85 degrees, huh? Yeah, they have yeah, my kids like getting the pastries there. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right, cool. Now let's keep going with this. So the silhouette's looking pretty cool to me. Again, I thought the head looked a little small, but I'm gonna just keep going and then make adjustments later if necessary. So I have this antler in the front. I'm going to put a clipping mask on it and darken it up or make some adjustments to it. I want that to read as a graphic shape there against the overlapping antler in the background. And I am going to switch back and forth from a textured brush here. It's a default Photoshop texture brush and the soft edge brush, just to indicate some texture very quickly in the antlers, like a rougher texture. And this study, for me at least, isn't really about the texture, so I'm not going to focus on that aspect here and now, but it could be for one of you guys. It's up to you. I'm going to make a warmer base here. All right, cool. Let's go to the antler in the background. Make a clipping mask for that guy. And I'm going to use a more muted, desaturated color, just to knock it back a bit. And yeah, it is a good practice to try to describe form with a minimal amount of brush strokes. I mean, you don't have to be all like crazy about it, but you know, keeping that in mind that you don't want to make something look overworked, where everything looks like rendered equally the same, if that makes sense, like the equal amount of brush strokes. But you want to try using a larger brush to describe the forms, if possible, and vary up the brush sizes so it looks interesting, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's some contrast there between the front and the back antlers. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. And now let's add a clipping mask to the body layer. Oops. What did I do? Hey, Drawn Skull. Oh, you're thinking about taking the course for your filmmaking skills? You were about to do a VFX course. You're gonna skip that? How do you think filmmaking, or sorry, concept art would help your filmmaking skills? Drawn Skull. I'm just curious to, what you're thinking and how you think that'll help your filmmaking skills. I've never really heard of anyone who wants to do a filmmaking who decide to go into concept art first. So very curious about that. All right, let's draw the eye, indicate the eye in real quick. Yeah, always start with the darker shapes, because that's really what the viewer is going to be drawn to as a first read. So why not start with what's most important, right? Make sure those things are working before you jump to anything else. And again, as I'm putting these accents in, I'm noticing things that are off, but it's okay, I'll make those adjustments later. Like I thought before, the head is quite small, and it's showing its flaws or errors as I'm working on it. Let's try to fix it right now. It's a little too off. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go with that. I did mess up my clipping mask because of that though. So let me go back into my original clipping mask, throw in some forms real quick with a large brush before I move on to painting over the entire image. Knock that ear back. Whoops. Yeah, we got some issues here, but again, let's just keep going a little bit. I'm erasing those brush strokes a little bit to create a nicer shape. Instead of it looking flat like that, I want to kind of taper those edges in, if that makes sense. All right, so let's go to the head. By the way, guys, what kind of animals are common around your area where you guys are from? For me, around here, there's the typical, well, to me it sounds typical, like raccoons, possums, squirrels. What else? I think those are the most common. There's actually black bears in the mountains around here. And the occasional mountain lion. But I've never seen a mountain lion or a black bear. Yeah, it's mostly raccoons and possums that I see all the time at night. Alright, sorry, I am lagging on this. Let's keep going. Let's go add in the darker accents in the eyes and the nose again. Clarify that, add some value range. I've been to, I visited Kenya before when I was in college, and the cool thing about that place is I was in Nairobi, and yeah, when you wake up in the morning, you can see and hear monkeys up in the trees. That was pretty interesting. And we went on safari, and of course we saw all sorts of different kinds of animals. One of the coolest ones were, of course, lions. We saw cheetahs. I saw a dead hyena. It was so smelly. It was like a rotting corpse on the road. But anyways, yeah, it was very, very cool. We were looking for a rhino, but we never, rhinos and crocodiles, but we never were able to see any. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, what's up, Tony? Drawn Skull's saying that he's in college right now getting bachelor's in film production, and I also draw a lot myself. I have so many creative ideas for characters and worlds, and I want to take my art to the next level. I feel like no one could see inside my creative mind better than me. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So I think, like, I don't know, concept art, again, there's no one way to achieve something, right? So if you feel that like that'll help you, go for it. At the same time, you may need to just find the right artist that fits your style and mindset and just hire them or work with them as a partner, right? It's hard to do everything, right? It's better when you can work as a team, in my opinion. So maybe befriend one of these guys who does concept art. Oh, hey Audrey, I think I heard about a bird like that likes to steal shiny things. Yeah, I saw that somewhere. That's pretty crazy. Highland cows. Huh. Are they the more hairy ones? Like, where they're the cow's hair like sags a little bit. They're a lot longer on the bottom portion of the cow. Oh, caribou. Is this a caribou? I don't even know. I called it a reindeer, but this might be caribou, huh? A young caribou. Oh, armadillos. Those are cool. Yeah, deers eat everything, don't they? If you have a garden, I'm into gardening, like fruit trees and like raised beds, vegetables and stuff like that. So yeah, I know that so for some people in those areas with deer problems, they hate deers because they'll eat everything. Hey Kai, you so excited to make it. Oh yeah, so they do have like that fancy or droopy hair, right? Cool, cool. All right, I only have a few more minutes on this guy, so let's continue. And we'll just indicate the rest real quick. Keep that mouth. Yeah, and again, for me, what I wanted to show or practice is showing the contrast between the antlers and the rest of the body. How the body's, I'm exaggerating how subtle the body's contrast is, the value range. I'm keeping it a little tighter on purpose, just to show that contrast again. That's what I wanted to show off, while still showing, you know, the forms within the body. Just because it's white or a lighter color doesn't mean you can't see the forms, right? It just means you need to pay more attention to the subtleties, right? And again, you can notice that I'm ignoring all the subtle differences that are going on the patchiness of the coat, right? Of the fur coat. I'm just ignoring all that. I know some people get very distracted by all that and they try to include it all, and it depends. Like, yeah, sure, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm trying to stay focused on the major shapes and things like that. So keep that in mind as well, because for some people that could become a hindrance, right, in doing their studies. Anyways, let's hide this and see what it looks like. Cool, I'll make some quick adjustments to the silhouette just to sharpen up the shapes a little more to how I want it to be. And we'll call this one done. Whoops. Whoa. All right, cool. Let's jump on to the next one. All right. Let's try a frog. Let's try this guy. All right, so take a moment to grab this if you want. Yeah, Tony, deer can jump pretty high, right? Surprisingly high. Hey Kai, thanks. I'm glad you're enjoying the animal drawing streams. It's fun for me too. All right, so when I'm looking at this frog here, the thing that I want to get out of this is how certain parts of the frog's body are shinier, right? The highlights are a little sharper, and I'm going to try to exaggerate what I see. I'm not going to try to stick to exactly, you know, again, what the photo is giving me, but I'm going to exaggerate what I see. So I see the sharp highlights on the eyelid, right under the eyes, the arms and the fingers, right? And I'm going to try to really edit out all the subtle details I see because they're not as important. Meaning, you know, all the details in the eyeball and the fingers, I'm going to edit it out. And I'm trying to see how I'm going to approach the pattern on its head. That dark brown streak. I think I'm going to add that in last. Yeah. So I'm going to ignore that for now as well. All right, cool. You guys ready to go? Let's try this one. Yeah, it really is a challenge to initially try to edit things. It's easier just to copy an image, right? Because you don't have to think too much then. You're just copying what you see. But it's very important, again, I always say the same thing, but to make it your own and translate it in a way that will help your approach to your own concepts. All right, so I promised that I would draw. So I'm gonna draw. And for these studies, they're gonna be rough, of course. I'm not gonna try to do a pretty drawing or anything like that. But again, the purpose will be to do a study. Oops. All right. Oops. Do that. Whoa. And I am thinking about the simplifying the joints and things like that, so it's an easier read for myself. I don't know what's going on with this foot over here. It looks twisted up. It looks like his toes are wrapped underneath his foot. So I'm gonna just change that. Again, practicing adjusting things is important. Don't try to copy something you don't understand. Just make it make sense to you, is what I would say. Because if it doesn't make sense to you, who's drawing it, it's not going to make sense to the viewer who's looking at your drawing. I'm going to make it look like it's wrapping around underneath that branch a little bit. That looks a little weird, but whatever. Let's just keep going. That toe looks like it's broken. Like his bones look flexible or something. It's weird. Anyways. That frog ear right there. Okay, and the eye's pretty big. It's hard to get the proportions right sometimes. Make that angle right there. Yeah, so obviously when you're doing a drawing, it does really help with the accuracy of your final image. It gives you clear direction on where everything's going to be placed and all that. And when the drawing's off, it's more obvious as well, like it is here. So we'll make that adjustment. I'm going to pull this whole head area out. And maybe I'll scale it up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, something about it looks off. No, that's too big. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it way out. I think that looks better. Yep. I'm just accenting certain areas to like the larger shapes. or forms, just so things read better. It gives me direction again. And it helps me to edit out the subtle things that I don't really care about or that are not as important. And I'm clarifying the overlaps as well by using darker lines. And this is taking way longer than I wanted to. All right. Oh, there's a foot over there too, okay. Just indicate that foot. And let me draw this branch in real quick, or whatever this is. I'm going to just make it into a branch. I think that's what it is. And darken the underbelly of that branch, the underside. All right, that's good enough for me. Let's block that in. I'm gonna flatten all this. All right. Let's colorize it. Hey, Drawn Skull. Yeah, I'm glad that makes sense. That's what I would do. But again, it depends. If your passion is for concept art, then go ahead and do that as well. I mean, isn't that what Tim Burton did? He did his own drawings, I think, for his films, right? Or at least some of the drawings or designs. I believe Tim Burton did that. So yeah, there is no one way of doing things, right? So it really depends on what you're interested in. Kai's asking, do you follow this process workflow on every illustration that you make or just on your studies? It's similar. It's very similar. Again, I'll either do a drawing and then block it in like I'm about to do now, or I'll just block something in using a large brush and then, you know, indicate like I did last week, or for the caribou. So I do it both ways, or, you know, there's, again, many, those are just 2 ways that I've shown you. There are many different ways of approaching a concept. Let's just make this a multiply layer. But yeah, there are many different ways. But yeah, I generally, the approach is, again, pretty much the same. The thought process is pretty much the same. That's the whole point of doing the studies, like I keep saying, is you don't want it to be different from your work process. You want it to be the same or similar. Why would you make it different, right? You want to practice painting quickly, going through your variations, or your exploration sketches quickly, and this is how you do it. Again, the goal is to just spend about 20-30 minutes on each one, and it's not going to look polished. Again, with that time, at least I can't polish an image within 20 to 30 minutes. And most people, you know, professionals, they're not trying to polish a concept in its exploration stage. We're just trying to do multiple variations to find a direction that the art director wants to take the design. So that's why you have to be quick at painting, so you can do multiple variations. And once the art director selects the direction, then you can render it. I'm gonna make it darker. And let's just try to do this all in one layer. Well, this multiply layer in terms of color. I'm going to, yeah, just throw that in there. Jan. Not sure what's going on here. I messed up with the fingers. Actually, now I'm wishing that I did this color on a different layer. Just because I'm always used to making adjustments to things, and now I can't easily make an adjustment. Not a big deal, it's just a study, so. But that is, of course, the benefit of keeping things on different layers. Yeah, so let's keep going with this. I'm gonna do a clipping mask. Oops, let's actually first block in the branch as well. The other thing you want to do, well, what I do, right, is again, it's quite similar to what I always say is you want to get used to not relying on being successful with one image. You want to get used to just doing multiple images. So even with studies like I'm doing today, I'm not banking on one of these images to do well. I'm doing multiple images, right? It doesn't mean you have to quit on your image. It means that, you know, as a concept artist, you're going to be doing, again, multiple character designs, and you actually never know like which one's going to be successful. So not getting too attached to one design is important, and just, again, having that mindset of playing, just having fun, playing, exploring, trying different things is very, very important to develop that mindset. And so you could start developing that mindset with how you approach studies, like what we're doing here. Don't again feel like you got to make this one image look great. Do multiple, do 5 or 6, and if you hate something while you're working on it, go to the next one, right? It's not a big deal, right? And as you do that, that's gonna become more comfortable for you, more normal for you to just start over, right? Where you just have to start over. No, something's not working, you don't like it, you know, just try it again. Do a different image for it. And that has to become normal for you as a concept artist. Because literally people will tell you to start over. And we joke around about that, me and my coworkers, you know, or back in the day, not these days, but yeah, you just say, if they want critiques, they ask for a critique, you just say start over. That's the best advice you could give them, is to start over. And sometimes we hate hearing that, especially again when we're attached to an image. But that is exactly why you don't attach yourself to any image here. So studies are the best way to practice that, in my opinion. Practice that mentality if you guys have an issue with it. And I think most people do naturally have an issue with letting go of images or things that they're attached to. I know I used to feel like this too. Sometimes I would paint, like let's say I painted this eye super good and I love the way it looks. But then, let's say, I don't know, this eye design that I've done doesn't match the rest of the body, let's say, right? Just the style of it. I'll be super reluctant to repaint that because I'll be like, oh, I got so lucky, this area looks so great. What if I screw it up if I repaint it, if I make that adjustment? So I'll prevent myself from making that adjustment in design, even though I know that I should, because this current eye design doesn't fit the rest of the body. But I'll convince myself that it's okay, even though I know better, right? So again, those are things that you want to counter it in your thinking. You always want to do what you know you have to do to make that design work better, even if it means, again, starting over or repainting that eye or repainting a certain part of whatever you've done. And then again, it becomes normal later on. All right. I'm going to darken these fingers up quite a bit because I know that later on I want to bring in highlights into those fingers and toes. So I'm going to darken that up. All right, so I just have maybe 5 more minutes on this. I'll give myself 10 more minutes. Start it kind of slow. Yeah, okay, cool. So Tim Burton did do his own artwork. So definitely that is one direction you can do it if you wanted to. James Cameron did that too, huh? Cool, cool. This is the cutest frog. One of my students actually has 2 tree frogs. She lives in Australia and she recently got 3 frogs. And yeah, she really likes them. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go straight to the highlights. Before I do that, let me just add some values to the eye real quick because that is the most important part. I forgot to add value in here, so let me do that. All right, so with that, let's try to add in some highlights. I want to try overlay for fun. Let's try that, see if it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's try it out. And I like overlay sometimes because it does give you some, it picks up a lot of a variation in color and it makes the lighting really pop. And so this is my base light pass. I will do a sharper light pass over this layer. And you can see that I am making some adjustments to the lighting, not straight up copying the reference image. This reminds me, I lived in Korea for 5 years when I was a kid. And one time we were driving around near some lake or something, and there were, I don't know, there must have been over 100,000 frogs. I don't even know. It just covered the whole road, and the whole area was filled with frogs. And there were so many dead frogs, of course, because it was near the path where the cars were driving by. And it was just a crazy scene. It was like a plague or something. I've never seen that many frogs or any kind of animal in one place. But yeah, it was kind of a pretty crazy sight. All right, let's go to our sharper highlights. And we will use a more neutral highlight here. That looks good. Maybe a little bit brighter. All right, so let's start here. Oops. I don't really like how my highlights are turning out. But I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah, with highlights, sometimes I will redo my highlights if I don't like them. You know, highlights could look very different from every pass that you do. So yeah, with highlights, definitely keep it on a different layer so that you can, especially again when you're doing real concepts, so you can make adjustments. You could retry different highlights to see what works best. never settle on highlights, because that's really what makes things pop, and it draws the most attention from the viewer, right? But for time's sake, for these studies, I'm just gonna have to go a little bit faster. I am gonna have to settle here. You do want to take your time again when you're doing highlights. It is an important part of your rendering or indication. So yeah, I would slow down definitely when you're doing highlights. How's it going? Whoever's painting this frog, how's it going? Yeah, let's work on the eye a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot more we can do here. Of course, we could add these little textures around the belly area that's showing here. But it's almost time to move on, or it's past actually. So we'll move on soon. Just show you real quick how you can indicate that texture real quick. Without overworking it. Oh, forgot the pattern, huh? Let's try that on a multiply. Yeah. Obviously that's super dark, so I'm gonna lighten it up. And possibly, let's use overlay for the lighter, that white streak that's going through it. Let's see if that works. Add a little bit of color to it. It's too much. I'm just gonna throw it in there and make an adjustment afterwards. Yeah, so maybe overlay's not the best for that. Switch it to a normal layer and just erase parts out to make it sit into the image better. You could use the mask layer, of course. Do this. All right, so we're gonna stop with right there for this guy. Hopefully yours came out better than mine. Oftentimes I notice that it does when I see you guys posting in Slack. And I'm always happy that you guys do, whenever you guys do better than me. All right, cool. Let's do an eagle, bald eagle. Should we? Let's try it. Let's do. Yeah, we'll make this super quick. So grab that. I'll put it up here for a minute. Hey Audrey, you've been to Korea? Yeah, I used to catch dragonflies with my bare hands. Like I would I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, I would do this, like make a victory sign, and I would catch them by their wings. Like I would do this so I wouldn't damage the wings. Put them between my fingers, basically. I don't know how I did it. I was a kid when I used to do that, and now I can't catch anything. But Yeah, they have so many different dragonflies there. It's pretty cool. I used to catch them all the time. I can't even hear the dubstep music. I wish I could. But I'm sure it's good. Oh, you did get slapped multiple times in the face by dragonflies. I know they have some huge ones. I never was able to catch like the really big dragonflies. They're super fast and they're like as big as my hand. And they usually don't, they only perch on trees usually, so they're again pretty impossible to catch. But anyways. Alright, cool guys, let's try the bald eagle here. I'm an American, so of course this is our country's national animal. Is that what you say? But yeah. America has to remember to be brave here. We're the land of the brave. Anyways, let's go ahead with this. Too many people are afraid these days, in my opinion. And it's easy. There's legitimate reasons why, of course, we all feel fear, but we gotta overcome our fears. And I'm gonna overcome my fear of drawing this bald eagle right now. Alright, let's do this. There's all these feathers, there's all these textures, right? So I'm trying to think to myself, how am I gonna tackle this? And first, let's see again what I want to get out of this image. I do want to figure out how I'm going to indicate these textures in a simple way. That's one thing I want to try out. And I want to show off the sharpness of the eye and the sharpness of the beak. I want those things to stand out compared to all the feathers. I know like when a lot of people see feathers, or something that's super textured, they get caught up in rendering out that texture, right? But you shouldn't lose sight of what the main point of the image is, the focal areas of the image, right? And you want those focal areas to stand out rather than all this texture, if that makes sense. So we'll try to achieve that in this image. I'll draw this. I don't want to draw this right now. I want to block it in, but I'm going to draw this just because I said I would today. Anyways, let's do this. Yeah, something like this I would normally just block in, because again, all that texture is distracting me a bit, to be honest. I get, like, I'm very focused on details naturally. That's what I like doing, our details. So again, like an image like this is distracting for me. Because I see everything, so it's distracting. Even though I know I shouldn't, like, see, look at me, I'm already drawing in the feathers. I know I shouldn't be focused on the feathers, but naturally I just see it all, so I want to draw it. That isn't the right thing to do here. So I'm going to try to stay loose so I avoid being detail oriented here. My proportions are already off. Let me just make that adjustment. You can see how loose I'm drawing, right? And how I'm not trying to focus on the details. Man, this is a horrible drawing. Can't win them all. But we'll try to do well, I'll try to do my best here. I'm seeing all the errors. That's why again, for this one, it's, you know, it depends on, that's why when I say it depends on the subject matter or the image, whether or not you choose to draw it or block it in. For this image, really, blocking it in, at least for me, is so much easier instead of drawing it. As you can see. But really, it could be done either way, of course. Depends. But this is horrendous. But we'll make it work. I'm failing America right now. Alright. It's looking more like a pissed off pigeon. Which we don't want. Yeah, the proportions here I notice are very important to get right, to get the eagle, bald eagle look correct, you know what I mean? And that's going to be a challenge for me. We'll have to make some adjustments later on. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to stop the drawing there. I'm going to continue the block in soon. I'm just taking a look at it real quick before we move on. Yeah, I'm just lightening that drawing up a bit because it's distracting to me. All right. Lock it in real quick. Wow. I just noticed the time. I need to go faster. I know I tell you, a lot of you guys, to time yourselves when you're doing studies as well. And it is important to keep pushing yourself to go faster, to indicate instead of focusing on the details. And I'm constantly trying to tell myself right now, speed things up, put pressure on myself. Let's just go with this. Yeah, not sure about the proportions, but we're gonna keep going. Again, I hope your guys' images is turning out better. Let's keep going. That beak is too small, huh? Or maybe I just have to pull it in here more. Throw in some color in here. And I'm gonna throw in some color variation in here subtly. Yeah, this eye is in too much to the left. But I'm gonna leave it for now. Just keep going. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Hey Audrey, did you say you're in Korea right now? Maybe I missed it. You've at least been to Korea, right? I lived in Samsung-dong. You know that in Gangnam. You guys know that song Gangnam Style? That's where I lived. This was in 1988 during the Seoul Olympics. That's when I went or moved to Korea when I was in 3rd grade. Stayed there for about 5 years till 8th grade. And I was, in Gangnam. Specifically, Samsung-dong. You were in... Oh, so you were in Cheongju? I don't know where that is. Where is that? Cheongju? I'm not sure. Let me know where that is. I don't know like the whole area of Korea that well. Again, I mostly stayed in Seoul. I went to Daegu a lot because a lot of my relatives are there or were there. One place I really want to still go to in Korea is Jeju Island. I've never been there, but that's one place I really want to go to in Korea. Oh, France has a rooster? Interesting. Roosters are pretty feisty though. Scotland's national animal? I have no idea what that is. Is it a unicorn? Wow. Special. You guys are so unique and special. Argentina, what do you guys have? Oh. I'm just reading your guys' comments right now, it's funny. A national dinosaur? That would be cool, I like dinosaurs. Cheongju, 3 hours away from Seoul, huh? Oh, it's part of the countryside. I guess it's south of Seoul then? It has to be. Southeast of Seoul, okay. In the middle of the country. Cool. Yeah, I haven't been to Korea in a long time. But I want to go there soon, I guess, in the next few years. With my family, my kids. They've never been to Korea, or my kids haven't been to Korea, so. The food is great in Korea. That's probably one of the main reasons why I want to go. It's kind of sad, but that's actually one of the reasons why I want to go. Have some good Korean food. Alright, yeah, this is looking weird. The proportions are completely off now that I took a break and I'm taking a look at it. I'm sure you guys already knew because you're watching this. This whole face looks tiny. So let's make that adjustment actually right now. Should I? Nope, I'm gonna wait. Sorry, I changed my mind. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna add some more value before I make the adjustments. Maybe a little darker and a little more saturated. A little bluer. More violet-y blue. That's probably too saturated. It's always fun to exaggerate colors though. It just really depends on the look you're going for, but I think I will exaggerate here. And at this point I will make that adjustment. Not yet. I want to adjust the beak a little bit. Add some more of a value range. Before we tweak this all up. All right. I think that's good. So let's do some major surgery on this guy. Try it out at least, see if it works. A little better. And let's move this eye over. To the right. Let's try that. I know the eye looks a little small, but as I'm building it up, it will look larger, I believe, with the darker accents around it. So let's try that right now. Try adding those darker accents. I made it look a little more pissed off. Alrighty. I'm gonna adjust the values here, transition it a little better. I am gonna start indicating some of those feather textures. All right, so I am trying to right now indicate all those feathers, or at least the major ones that I see, without, again, overworking it. And again, I'm trying not to necessarily copy, but just to indicate what I see, use what I see in the image for what I want, how I want things to read in this image here, my own image, that is. I wanted the silhouette to actually look darker on this side compared to the image itself. I thought we were going to be able to do one more image, but I ran out of time. So let's just keep working on this guy. Let me take a little break real quick. Read some of your comments. Korea's guide should be how to not gain 50 pounds. Yeah. Yep, I would definitely gain double-digit pounds if I went to Korea. You know what's sad is that I for Thanksgiving or Christmas, like anytime I know I'm gonna be eating a ton of food, like gorging myself, I eat it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but I eat digestive pills, like I forget what they're called, but they are digestive pills. I eat like 2 pills before I eat my meal, so I can digest it quickly and eat more. Ah, it's so sad, but that's what I do. Oh, hey Tony, they have good milkshakes in Poland? Interesting. I didn't know that. Huh. Hey Kai saying, I think scales are much harder to paint raw than feathers or fur. What is your opinion about it? Well, last week I ended with a crocodile study. I didn't get to finish it because of time, but yeah, you can tell it was harder because it didn't look so great. But again, to be honest, part of it was because I was just rushing it. Again, with textures, you really need to take your time, especially when it's your first time drawing the textures. You're trying to make sense out of how to indicate the textures, right? So again, for instance, with the crocodile, the scales. So you want to try multiple times, like how to, indicate the scales. Try different methods, approaches to how you want to do that, but definitely don't overwork it, don't overthink it. Have a simple approach to it. It's simply a texture, right? You're not trying to like render every scale. You're trying to indicate and sell it as a certain material for sure. Hey Felix, yep. It's funny, I used to never like eating when I was younger, even in college. I wish I didn't have to eat because I thought it was a waste of time. But now, as I'm older, I just love eating. Yeah. Sometimes I'll talk, this is again, it's like a confession. Sometimes I'll talk to my wife and have serious talks about just giving up on exercising and watching my diet. I'm like, man, should I just keep eating? Because it's too much of a struggle to watch my diet. I just want to be happy and just eat everything I want. So we have discussions about that. Anyways, yeah, but the older you get, your metabolism just slows down and you gain weight that much faster. Yep. And that's what's happening to me right now. Oh boy. Anyways, let's indicate this layer of feathers here on the head. You see that shape right there? That's what I'm trying to show off here. It doesn't help that my sister is totally a foodie. She's completely into food and actually especially into desserts. So she'll always bring her desserts over to my place and then I gotta eat it. I'm not actually like a big dessert person naturally, but again, just like food in general now, which is again, to be honest, in my opinion, it's a little sad. It's that saying, what does that guy say? In Austin Powers, what's that? Is it Fat Bastard? That's his name? He says I forget the exact saying, he eats because he's empty or something? Or I forget the saying, you guys should know it. I probably eat a lot because I feel empty. I'm trying to fill the void. Fill the void, you know? Is this a confessional? Alright, let's, with the limited time we have, let's focus on the eyes and the beak now. I actually think I used to draw a lot on my own in high school and in college. I used to just immerse myself just quite easily with drawing all the time. I think because it was a distraction for me from like life or stuff that was happening in my life. It was like more kind of like self-therapy in a sense. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. I've talked to other artists about it and heard similar things, that it was true for them as well. Yeah, so I don't know if it's true for some of you out there or similar. But now the weird thing is I feel like I don't need it anymore. Like the therapy with art, I feel fine now. So I end up not drawing as much, but of course I have to draw for work and all that, but I don't feel that the same thing that I used to feel when I drew, or the same need, I guess, I don't know. Does that make sense to you guys? I eat because I'm unhappy because I eat, exactly. Yep. That's exactly why I eat. Hey Martin, get out of here. What are you doing here? But yeah, Martin, Snickerdoodle cookies are the best from Gregory's. That's a place in where is it? Oakland? In San Francisco or Bay Area. Martin's my twin brother, by the way. Penny beat you to it, Martin. Be a little quicker than that. Tony, you used to do that? Cool. Yeah. Confession time with Bernie. Oh boy, I'm gonna get in trouble. I will get in trouble. Too much to confess. Yeah, you guys should confess. I'm done confessing. Alright, I'm just gonna color select that. Ooh, that's super bright. That is much brighter than I thought it would be. I'm gonna move the highlight over to the left a little bit. And let's try to add a few more highlights to this beak. Yeah, usually the final touches that you put on a piece really makes it pop. It brings everything together. That's why you do want to take your time on the final touches. You don't want to settle. It also shows the lighting direction quite a little bit better. And add some little texture details here. Adjust the silhouette a little bit. I'll probably go in there and adjust the line drawing a little bit so it doesn't show so much. Let's go all the way down to find my line drawing. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't need it anymore. Just hide that. Hey, if you guys liked the stream so far, please give me a like. Helps out the school. So yeah, please give me a like. Let's see if we can add a few more highlights around the eye. Make it pop a little bit more. Awesome. Let's read your comments real quick. Yeah, my kids like Nutella a lot. You guys are funny. You guys are talking about food now and all the details of how to prepare food for the best taste or flavors, or I don't know, texture. Hey, thanks, Audrey. Hey, thanks for joining me today. Hope you guys have fun. Hope you learned something. Hope hope you don't eat too much because you're unhappy. Let's control that a little bit. I'll try my best as well. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. Next week, I think you'll see me at my new place. I think there's gonna be bookshelves behind me next Monday, so we'll see that after my move. All right, have a great week, guys. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for listening to my confessions. All right, see you guys. Bye.